down, and that would work in their interest just fine. Certainly not that of the country, certainly not that of the people. But it seems that that delay and obfuscation is part and parcel with the de facto Republican platform in this day and age.
Well, there is no Republican platform. The Republican platform is what Donald Trump said it would be.
Yeah.
That's what they said in 2020 at the National Convention. Look, I am a firm believer in the two-party system. I am not a Republican today because I'm out of step with many of the principles of the Republican Party. But if Dwight Eisenhower or Richard Nixon or Ronald Reagan or George Bush, either one of them, were leader of the Republican Party, the thing would be profoundly different. It is not our job to reposition the Republican Party. The Republican Party itself has to do that. And I must tell you, one of the most stunning statements by Donald Trump was last week when he talked about the border crisis, and he said that Mexicans and people of the South coming in were poisoning the blood of our country. I heard that and I thought to myself, what Republican in good conscience could ever nominate someone who would make such an absurd statement? And that's the point. The party has to shake off Donald Trump. It has to go through the process of coming up with solid candidates, and it has to open its doors. I am sorry that Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger are not part of the Republican Party anymore. They should be, because one of the things that made the Republican Party that I grew up in dynamic is that there was a liberal wing and a conservative wing. There were moderates. There was a diversity of opinion. By the way, very similar to the Democrats, who once had a conservative wing and a liberal wing. Beowulf, it's a very true commentary that when a bird flies, it flies successfully with two wings. You clip a wing and a bird doesn't fly. And what we're seeing in the House of Representatives, what we're seeing in the Republican Party is the bird can't fly. We need two wings.
Well, when we were speaking about Israel and the Middle East a few minutes ago, you alluded to the destruction of Germany and Japan and how after the war, though their economies were and much of their infrastructure was completely devastated, they returned and blossomed as economies in the late 20th century. And I'm wondering if you think that once the Republican Party has completed its process of self-destruction, that they might not blossom similarly.
I hope so. I really believe that would be necessary. The Republican Party in 1940 faced a similar dilemma, and the party was isolationist, and the candidates were basically isolationist. David Levering Lewis, the two Pulitzer Prize-winning author, has written a biography of Wendell Willkie in which he talks about how Willkie saved not only the Republican Party, but he saved the world. Because Willkie is the one who brought the Republican Party into the 20th century in terms of internationalism and interventionism. And thank God we intervened. Willkie supported Lend-Lease when most Republicans opposed it. And Willkie was a blessing for the country. We need someone like that in the Republican Party. And I know that there are others who will say to me, well, those are the liberals. Well, liberals are not all bad, Classic liberalism was something the Republican Party embraced once upon a time.
Indeed.
So that's my view.
One final question, John. With all this storm and strife and all the horrific violence and death and all the chaos in our own country that we have seen, how are you keeping yourself sane and focused and balanced? What do you go to? What well do you draw on to balance your sanity and your equanimity?
I don't have a psychiatrist, but thanks to you, I have an analyst who I don't have to pay, and by the way, who doesn't pay me, and so I'm able to express my point of view. No, I keep my balance by following the news, by trying to be rational, the greatest compliment I've received, Beowulf, is from liberals and conservatives, Democrats and Republicans, who say that what I try to offer is a solid analysis, and I assume that is the reason why you have me on your program, and more than that, I hope your listener response is such that they know that when you listen to Beowulf or you listen to John Rothmann, and you can do that by going every day to Around the Political World with John Rothmann, it's no more than 10 or 12 minutes every day, but I give you my thoughts. That's what we need. We don't need the extremes. We need people who can do legitimate, logical political analysis. And that's what I try to offer. And that's why, Beowulf, I'm so happy to join you every Monday.
Quite so. John Rothmann, he is the host of Around the Political World with John Rothmann. Please check it out wherever you listen to podcasts. John, as always, it is a pleasure to receive your wisdom and consideration. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you, Bill. We'll see you next Monday.
And we'll be back in a moment to discuss an upcoming interview here on Facepalm America. A very interesting topic, a book that I'm in the process of reading, and we're going to be talking to the author. The name of the book is Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind, and the name of the author is Molly McGee. We'll discuss it more here in a moment on Facepalm America. Facepalm America, I'm Beowulf Rockland. FacepalmAmerica.com is where you can get more information about the show. We're going to be talking very soon to a debut novelist, Molly McGee. She teaches at Columbia University in New York, though she originally hails from rural Tennessee. And she's written a book called Jonathan Abernathy, You Are Kind. And it is a fascinating combination of a commentary on late-stage capitalism and just a wonderful, surreal tale. Jonathan Abernathy, the main character, is, as so many young people are, adrift, but more than adrift, poor and indebted and desperate. He has enormous credit card debt. He has enormous college debt, and this, no fault of his own, based on a decision that he made when he was not old enough to drink, not old enough to join the military, and debt from his parents, credit card debt from his parents, which, while it is illegal to pass on debt from your parents, somehow he is responsible for because he can't fight it in the courts. And so he takes a very interesting job, and that is going into the dreams of people and eliminating their nightmares on behalf of a company working for the government. It's fascinating, and I've been deep into this book. It's a wonderful and surreal commentary on the economic state of affairs in our country. And I'll be having a conversation very soon with Molly McGee, the author. I'm really looking forward to that. I hope you listen and check out the book. You can find out more, as I have mentioned, on FacepalmAmerica.com. I want to urge you to take this episode and share it on your social media. Post a link on your social media. That is a wonderful way that you can spread the word about this show and help to grow what we do here on Facepalm. I want to thank Ace Elson and Rosabelle Hine for being the production staff on this program, for producing. That this would not happen nearly as well or nearly as frequently were it not for their able assistance. And until next time, enjoy the day. Oh, and call 202-656-6271 to reach me. Bye-bye.